Hello, and welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Nwajaga Omero, and I'm joined by my amazing co-anchors, Mary and Shay.
Hi, MJ. Hi,
Hello, MJ. How are you?
How's it going, ladies?
Very well. Awesome.
Fine, good.
I feel great.
Had a good day?
My day was, I had a lot of things happen today. I cannot even start from the beginning, but it was a busy day. But yeah, I'm here. How are you doing? How was your day?
Well, my day was full of meetings and what have you, but I was able to conquer a big, obstacle. Will I say that? A challenge. Let me not say obstacle. Let me say challenge. A big challenge. So we have a client who has been very, very challenging when it comes to negotiation and things like that. And they were trying to take a couple of our business engagements with them off the table.
Wow.
So somehow we were able to actually sit down. I insisted we sit down today. So, get into their office. They had a whole team coming from different units. It seemed like everyone had come with problems. And by the time we started the meeting, there was actually nothing that we couldn't resolve. Everything was like, within a few minutes, we're like, okay, we're done. And we're like, okay. It didn't go as badly as I thought.
That's a big win. Congratulations.
Yeah, I know, right? There are sometimes you get some challenges and you're like, and you don't want to do some things that would hamper your brand, So, so you try to
see what you did.
You try to stay, within the context of what you believe and your value system within your organization. Anyway, so here's what we found as today's quote. A brand is no longer what we tell the consumer. It is what the consumers tell each other it is. And this is a quote by Scott Cook. So, what do you guys think about this? You see what I did with the brand thing?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It clearly states there that a brand is no longer, we've gone past the time. We've gone way beyond there where we used to tell the brand, this is how you should identify yourself, this is who you should be, to now the consumers are, picking up and are the ones in the forefront of deciding exactly what the brands should mean or what it means to them. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Any additions?
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
I 100% agree with that. And I think now we have even the consumers being major influencers of the brand, so, and I don't think, like, the way influencers have, grown the whole branding thing now is beyond wild, because, like, there's social media, there's YouTube. I mean, I know a couple of YouTubers that I follow that if they just say, oh, this is a TV station to watch, I'm there, or this is a thing to buy, I literally trust them. Like, I have so much trust in the person that I would buy anything that he or she recommends. So yeah, I mean, it's become a very powerful tool for every business now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Interestingly, it reminds me of this Maya Angelou's quote. Let me read it. It says, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel.
Yeah.
So it's how they feel, whether they are happy with your brand, that's what they're going to tell people. So, and right now, it is what another person says of your brand that would really, like,
influence your brand,
exactly,
or how people feel towards your brand. And that's the
Absolutely.
reason why some people take it very seriously when it comes to how people see or visualize their brands.
True.
After the emergence of the Erisco Foods saga, it is important to bring to the knowledge of small and medium business owners and also prospective business owners the intricacies and power of branding to businesses. And today we are discussing the topic, the power of branding, building a strong and authentic brand identity. And when we open our phone lines, we would love to hear what you have to say. But first, we'll take a short break and see, when we come back, we'll see what we found in today's news. You're still watching Waves. Water Day is an annual event that looks at the global issues surrounding access to clean, safe drinking water and sanitation. This year's Water Day is focusing on the link between water and climate change and how the two are linked. The UN reported that adapting to the water effects of climate change will protect health and save lives. Water is such a precious commodity that many people take for granted, and World Water Day is a chance to think about those people and places where water needs are still paramount and seek to work together to find a solution. You know, today is World Water Day. Just coincidentally, yesterday, I was seated right there where you were sitting, Shane. And we were talking about, you know, the topic was if Nigeria or the Nigerian government loves its people. And the story was centered around the story about NEMA claiming that they had not enough water for the fire incident that happened, I think, in Idumota Market.
Okay.
Or around, sorry, somewhere in Lagos Island. And at the end of the day, that resulted in, I think, about 4 or 5 properties at a stretch burnt down, and I think one collapsed.
Oh, wow.
And we were just talking about, you know, how we need to improve on facilities in terms of agencies that are in charge of there are certain key agencies, you know, the security system, things like water system, fire system. How can you have a fire station that has no water? You know, these are things that are unheard of and things that we shouldn't be happening this is, we're way past 21st century. We're in 2024.
Yeah.
So, you know, there should be amenities made available for things like this, and that's why today is World Water Day. We should have had glasses of water here, but
don't let us expose ourselves.
Drink. You know, all I would say is drink some water today and really feel good, because I think water is very good. For me, I try to take about maybe about 4 or 5 bottles. I think we were talking about it the other day with Uti.
Really?
Uti takes about 5 liters of water.
Yeah, she mentioned it.
So maybe not 5 liters, but I try to take a lot of water during the day. I think I count it in terms of the size, the ever bottle, if that's what you want to use. So maybe about 4 of that, you know, at different intervals in the day. Yeah, so I think it's very good for digestion. It's very good for your system, your skin, and all
clear
that.
skin, most important.
I don't drink water. It's a very bad habit. Yeah,
Wow.
I could do 2 days sometimes.
Really?
No water?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
I really struggle with this. So I drink the most, or I try to get in the most when I go to the gym in the morning and I work out. So obviously, I mean, and that's not even pure water like these days, because I mix like maybe protein shake or something. But yeah, it's a very bad habit that I'm trying to work on, because I mean, our body is made of 90% water, and I know the health benefits of water.
Yeah.
So I'm trying. I actually buy those. I now buy like the 30 cl bottles.
Yeah.
Just so that I can finish a bottle at least. You know, and even with that, it's still a struggle sometimes. But yeah, you know, it's World Water
Tell you,
Day.
what's your water intake?
Okay, so I was still discussing this with Uti. Like her, I don't like water, but I would drink water. It's not that bad. I cannot go days without drinking water. But recently, I made a conscious effort to always drink water when I wake up in the morning, because there are times when I just wake up and I'm drinking Coke. So I'm trying to imbibe that culture of always drinking water. So now I have a bottle beside my bed. So when I wake up, I just drink water. And yeah.
But it's not nice.
It's not nice. What's not nice?
I can't. I mean, I will eventually try, but I just.
Yeah. I think you should try it for maybe a week. You will see the difference. Because I usually break out a lot. I'm not saying my skin is fresh. I think your skin is more fresher than mine. But
So imagine if I now drank.
you see, it
water.
will be double.
So why not try it?
Exactly. Just
I've been
try
trying
it.
since. I'll do better, NG.
So yeah, water really helps. And when you see the benefits, it's encouraging to continue drinking more of it.
Okay. So, well, in today's competitive marketplace, the significance of branding cannot be overemphasized. A well-crafted brand identity not only distinguishes a business from its competitors, but also resonates with consumers on a deeper level, fostering loyalty and trust. Authenticity lies in the heart of successful branding. At its core, branding goes beyond logos and slogans. It encapsulates the essence of a company, its values, personality, and promise to the consumers. A strong brand identity conveys a clear message about what the business stands for and what sets it apart from others in the industry. So today we are discussing the power of building a resilient brand identity. Please let's hear what you have to say, and remember to join the conversation and send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 0818 038 4663. I'm going to repeat that. You can send us a WhatsApp on 0818 038 4663. So, I think I'm going to go straight to what we found in the news. So, who's going to go first? We were having so much discussion.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
What I found in the news today, 3 kids aged 11, 12, and 16 were arrested by the FBI for allegedly robbing a Wells Fargo bank in Houston. It has been said that the age of the younger two is quite uncommon for bank robbery.
Wow.
And although surveillance photos were released by the FBI, it is important to know that the case is being investigated by the Harris County Sheriff's Office. It is said that the boys allegedly handed a note to the teller that contained threats, and it was believed that they were armed, although they didn't brandish a weapon and managed to escape with an undisclosed sum of money. Some of their names are being hidden because they're underage, and they need to do proper investigations to find out, if they were, what's the word, to do it under, no,
If they were under duress.
yes, under duress by an adult who is of age to do it, because it's pretty much very uncommon to see, these young set of kids, just going into the bank and being able to threaten the teller, being armed and stuff like that. So investigations are ongoing, but it's just really sad.
That's saddening.
Yeah, it's just at this
kids
age.
that young.
Yeah.
Very young, 11.
I think the youngest is 11.
Where they get the arms from, and the confidence.
How do they know what to do?
Yeah,
exactly.
what to do exactly.
All of those.
But I mean, there's the internet, I guess. So
that's unfortunate.
Unfortunate. So mine is also a sad news. But yeah, let me just read it. Palliatives tragedy. 2 Nasarawa varsity students die in stampede. No fewer than 2 female students of Nasarawa State University, Kefi, have reportedly died following a stampede that occurred at the university's Convocation Square on Friday. The Convocation Square was the venue for the distribution of palliatives to the students by the Nasarawa state government. A source within the university told Punch Online that 2 female students have been confirmed dead as a result of the stampede, which left others with several degrees of injuries. This is really sad because, of course, due to the hardship in the economy, the government decided to, send in palliatives. And the way Nigerians are, law and order is, far away from us. And everybody, they moved past the security. Security couldn't even help them or stop them, rather. They couldn't control them, and they rushed to get the palliative.
Couldn't stop them.
That's what
I think I saw that video. I think they were trying to
barricade
them with the gate, and then they pushed it down.
First of all, my question is, why is there a stampede if there's actually enough to go around for
Exactly,
everybody?
they should have coordinated it well.
Yeah.
I mean, there are departments.
I don't think there was enough to go
That's
around.
another-
And that's why
yeah.
people will be fighting to, get a share of the national cake.
And there are still so many other people injured. But I just really pray they are fine and everything gets better.
Oh, that's quite unfortunate. Well, that's what happens when people are, that's the sign that people are really hungry.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, my news story is the police arrest for faking their kidnap and demanding 5 million ransom. So detectives of the Lagos State Police Command have arrested Margaret Itodo, female, age 25, Agnes Oge, female, age 23, Esther Anyanwu, female, age 24, and Anthony Chinakwe, male, age 24, for faking the kidnap of Agnes Ogbe. A statement released by SP Benjamin Hudain, spokesman for the command, said on March 19th that Agnes Ogbe, resident in Akure, had traveled to Lagos and was reportedly kidnapped in Lagos. The family back in Akure received a video showing Agnes and one other tied, gagged, and groaning with blood droplets around them. The kidnappers demanded the sum of 5 million naira for the release of Agnes. Upon receipt of the complaint, the detectives of the command commenced a discreet and diligent investigation into the matter. The hideout was located where Agnes and the other lady in the video and the two others were found living freely together.
Wow.
Further investigations revealed that Margaret Itodo is a professional makeup artist who was hired to make the video look real. All four have made confession statements and are to be arraigned at the conclusion of the investigation. I'm just going to end there and just leave us to ponder that for a minute. So you see, this is the problem in my issue, or the problem in Nigeria. So there are actual cases of kidnapping.
Yes.
And rather than resolve such cases, you can imagine the manpower that has been put into this, only to find out that some people were faking it just to get 5 million naira. You see, I know that, yes, we say that, you know, the level of poverty has risen over the years and everything, but I still go back to the fact that it ends up at us as individuals.
It does.
If we can conceptualize things like this, it tells you where our state of mind is. It's like a free for all. Everyone goes, you know, you don't, at the detriment of the next person. Nobody's thinking about the other person. So you put your parents through this traumatic experience, thinking that you had been kidnapped, and maybe they don't have it, or even if you know that they have it, you put them. Do you know how much they could have lost their lives in the process? They could have had, you know, they could have had a number of health complications that could have resulted in the death of any member of the family due to the consequences of this action. And it's quite unfortunate that we have people who can think of this. I think we're watching too many movies.
Maybe we should. I don't even know what
I think we're watching, and we always take the wrongest of examples from the movies, and that's quite unfortunate. Because for you to want to kidnap or to pretend to, do you hate your parents that much that you want to kill them early? Because, you know, you can imagine the whole family and how they had to run around in order to raise the funds to get this, or what they had to, you know, let go of in order to raise this.
All of that.
It's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate where we find ourselves.
I think the times are hard.
I know that times are hard, but come on, it's
I'm not saying there's a
justification
justification for it, but I mean,
the consequences are great.
I feel like they probably didn't think it through that much.
They didn't think it through, but
it's just a very spontaneous thing. Like, you know, let's try it and then and see how it goes, sort of thing. Yeah.
Anyway, well, that is it for the news. Well, let's take a short break and we'll be right back to continue our conversation on branding. Stay tuned.
Hello, Nigeria. My name is Joy Matthew, and of course, you can call me MJ. I love to talk and I talk for a living. If you leave me to talk, I will keep talking to the end of the earth. Join me on Raise Breakfast, where we give a voice to the youth to speak about topical and societal issues as it affects Nigeria, Africa, and the world at large. Until I come to your screen. See you soon.
The only thing that really we could do is try to show them with our actions, which I think we're already doing. Like there's youth rallies, there's things like that.
That's what I spoke about.
You know, I think I feel like we're already doing as much as we can. The people at the top need to care enough about nurturing the next generation to push them through into these positions for it to go anywhere. Taking care of the people who have no one to take care of them should be my #1 responsibility. Making sure that they have access to food, water, school, good jobs, welfare, you know, whatever they need to build them up. Because by building them up, their next generation have a good, at least, foundation to start on. And that way, at least, the level of poverty in this country will reduce. As a government, even if things are getting expensive, we should still be able to take care of our people, the people who can't take care of themselves.
Thank you for staying with us, and you're welcome back, and you're still on your primetime station and episode of Ways. So we were going to jump right into our conversation, ladies. And I would start with asking, what is a brand? And what makes a brand work? What is branding?
Basically, from my little research, the internet says branding is the process of creating a unique identity and image for a product, service, company, or individual in the minds of consumers. It involves defining the brand's values, personality, mission, and visual elements such as logo, colors, and typography. Effective branding aims to differentiate the different brand from competitors, create emotional connection with consumers, and build loyalty and trust over time. I think this pretty much, sums it all. It's such a huge topic, or it's such a huge word, because there are a lot of things that, go into the production of a brand. Even as an individual, you're a brand, and there's a lot, of training that goes into character formation, that goes into how you come out and appear on TV. Waze is a brand, and that was built by Evo Uwa. She had a vision, and she was able to translate the vision, from the colors to use. Is it appealing to the public? What's going to be different from, this show from the other show? What is going to make our viewers loyal to, watch us every day at 8 p.m.? So these are all. Why are you guys laughing?
Yeah, we agree.
These are all characteristics that go into branding.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Shay, what do you think?
Okay, so I'd like to think of a brand as the personality of a company. And when I say company, in this context, I mean it could be a product, service, it could be a person.
Yeah.
It's basically how a company, a business, a person is perceived. So how do people see you? So what do you stand for, basically? That's how I see it. That's how I see it as.
Nice. Well, for me, I feel like when we talk about the power of branding, I feel like the power of branding lies in the ability for it to influence people, because I think that's the whole idea behind branding, is to influence people, and not just people, people's behavior towards the brand.
Yeah.
So people, people change. Some people they do a lot of companies do a lot of rebranding. They change their logos, they change their identity. Maybe when their values change or has evolved over time, they've gotten bigger, they've done some expansion, both internally, and they see the need, okay, this logo no longer represents us as a company. We need something that shows who we are now, who we are at present, and how we feel about, how we feel towards our customers. So at the end of the day, that is what they try to, show as branding.
Yeah.
Which comes to play in their marketing, in how they sell their products, or how they position themselves in terms of their websites and what have you, their social media platforms. You see a lot of people, they have different designs and the way that they position their brand. It goes all the way down to colors, fonts, trying to give you, this is who we are and this is how we want to be represented as a company.
Yeah.
So it's very, very important. I think another thing we need to look at is what makes, what makes branding work. There are a lot of, I feel like there are a lot of aspects of branding. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have a few. What are some of the aspects of branding what makes it work? What is involved in branding that way?
For me, I would say the vision and the mission of either the person, the company, or the service, is what drives what direction the branding is going to be. So that would determine what kind of colors are you going to use, what sort of information are you trying to portray out to the public, how, when you have a vision, if you're trying to, let's take a product for instance, Apple, I guess the founder had a vision, of how let's even say how many people he wanted the product to reach,
right.
So he's thinking, how in the best way can I make this appealing to, this large amount of people? Are you going to be very big on quality, or what is going to be your strategy? So I think very important first is the vision and the mission of, whether an individual or product or service or company. That's very important first, and that will guide the direction in which the branding will then begin to take shape or form.
Just to even add to that, when you talk about branding, a lot of companies are known by maybe their slogans.
Yeah.
Their taglines.
Yeah.
There are certain banks that are known for their slogans. The moment you say it, everybody knows what bank you're talking about, or what company you're talking about, maybe an oil and gas company or something. They're companies, so this is all part of what companies use to show that this is who we are. Maybe either trying to bring to light what exactly they want to satisfy in terms of consumer needs. So they tagline it, if it's customer service that they're looking at, they kind of tag it towards customer service, always, always here for you to maybe to fulfill your needs or your desires or things like that. And it kind of resonates with a lot of people, and people just remember. So when they just see that tagline or that slogan, they almost know that this is this company.
Absolutely.
Shay?
Yeah, so I agree with you and Mary. Great points. I'd also like to look at it from another angle. So, most times when we think of brand, we think about logos, slogans, like you mentioned. Well, I would also like to look at it from, the perception that people have, the values of the company. I know she mentioned vision, mission, and also, are they able to keep their promise to their customers? For instance, we say, oh, we are the we are your one-stop shop for this. Are you fulfilling that promise? When you say, oh, we are going to profile you quality items, are you actually fulfilling it? That's a form of branding too, because people don't just want to hear, oh, we are the best quality, but is your output actually matching what you are saying? Is it matching your slogan? So all of this is, you can also talk about it. When you're talking about branding, you can also talk about all of this as well.
And I just remembered something when you mentioned that, which is something I find very conflicting for a lot of Nigerian fashion designers. Oftentimes we've had some big names. I'm not going to mention because some people have blocked me because I've called them out on social media for doing a job that I don't feel is living up to the brand. So you come in, you get into the market, and you're very much high priced or attractively priced, like we would say in luxury industry. And when I receive the item, a lot of them get the sizing wrong. There's no attention to detail in their packaging, and you're just wondering, so what exactly am I paying so much for? Whereas there's some small startup brands that, they're very dedicated to, from the delivery. There's something that matters a lot. I like it when I go back to a brand and they remember my name.
Personalization.
Personalization is something. It means I matter to you, whether it's even just making an inquiry. Do you understand? So those little attention to details matter a whole lot. And I think sometimes in Nigeria, we just, ignore all of this part. And we focus on the big, I want to do an advertisement, put it out there.
It's more than that.
But then when I come, the important thing is the experience. Because when I have a good experience, I will go to you. Word of mouth till today is like the
best
highest form of marketing that you can get. So I think branding is something that really should be looked into, is the identity of whatever it is that you're doing. So, yeah.
Oh, that's a lot from Mary. Thank you so much, Mary, for that contribution. We're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, we will continue our conversation talking about branding, and we're going to delve a bit deeper into it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello guys, my name is Oni Arimil, also known as the baddest on the show. My hobbies are creating content, modeling, influencing, shopping, cooking, and many more. But anyways, this is a PSA, so tune in every Monday to Friday to watch Ray's Breakfast, where we spill the tea, spit insightful facts, and shake the table. See, people commit suicide for many reasons. It could be mental health, bullying, abuse, money problems, housing problems, addiction, hopelessness, feeling worthless, depression, and many more. But I don't feel like that is enough reason for you to say, you know what, it's like, I am going to take my own life. Do you know what it is for you to take your own life? And it's not as if, like, you're taking your own life, going to a better place. I mean, like, it doesn't get better from there either. So obviously, I mean, like she said, like, to them it may seem justifiable, but in my opinion, like, there's nothing that should justify such an act.
Right.
The reason I'm like this is the fact that I don't want anything to do with the male gender based on what I've seen and how they are like. I've been assaulted, I've been so many things. That's why I'm like, okay, enough of that. Every time I even wear like guys' clothes, sometimes I feel like, I won't even sit right. Like, do you understand? Like, I won't even sit right, but like, I won't like, me wearing this is actually is comfortable as well.
Come on! Shake them down! I get it.
And like, I just feel like, that's why I said, like, Nigerians need to educate themselves.
Yeah.
If they see a particular guy behaving that way, it's actually not because they want other guys to see them so they can like maybe sleep with them. No. They do that because they're tired of the male gender, what they've been through, this, that. Like, you can tell from like looking at them, you can tell from looking at me.
Okay.
So that's all I have to say.
Thank you for joining us. You're still watching Ways. So we were talking about branding, and we were talking about, I think we want to go into what the effects of branding is, because I know that branded products as against unbranded products sell at a higher price, and they are more classified as more authentic, because it's perceived that they have been through certain levels of, authentication and authorization. Like if you're selling a product, you must have gone through either a NAFDAC registration and inspection, or you have gone through, some level of, some regulatory clearance. So what do you feel is the effect? Why does it matter? What's that brand? What is the effect of branding? Why does it matter for us to even brand in the first place? I know we say we want to show people our, you want to tell people who you are. You want to present your product, and you want to be able to showcase what's your capacity. But why is that? I know that people do it in order to sell services.
Yeah.
They're trying to bring in business for the company. You're trying to also create some level of awareness about the kind of services or products that you offer as a company. And yes, you are trying to. We keep saying what you're trying to put out your value. Why do people need to resonate with that?
I think it's very important, to establish credibility and build trust, and also to differentiate you from your competitors. Because if there's no branding, and if there's no branding, it will be hard to differentiate products. That's why different people can make a particular type of soap. And let me use the popular example. Perfume oils.
Yes.
Different people make it though, but some people who are they know the importance of branding. It's the same thing we are buying outside for 5,000. Them they can sell it for 50K because branding, they branded it as nice packaging and all of that. So I think Mary already mentioned that branding also. I'm trying to remember the word now. Basically, I think you're trying to say increases the worth or something like that. When you brand something, the price increases, it goes up because it shows that you've put in effort. Like you said, it has gone through series of checks and all of that. So it is very, very important to, even to our personal ourselves, our brand, and to make it consistent, especially as a person. You cannot be blah 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 today, tomorrow yeah da. Forgive me, I don't know which example to give.
There has to be some level of consistency.
Exactly. It's very important for your personal brand as well. People should know you for this. I mean, when you're thinking of influencers, food influencers now, people that come to your mind, I'm sure you have some people in your mind already, Ife's Kitchen and the likes. There is somebody. You're not doing skits today. You are doing makeup tomorrow. I'm not saying you cannot do a lot of things, but it needs to be consistent on all platforms. So yeah, credibility and consistency.
For instance, if you're giving an example, when you want to buy a car, when you talk about values, there are different things people look at from the consumer point of view. There are different things people look at or individuals look at when they want to buy something. Let me take for an example, you want to buy a car. So you want to buy a car, your value will show in the kind of car you pick.
Hey. Very true. I agree.
Your value will show in the kind of car you will pick. You have some people who would, when you go, if you go on a website, first of all, if you go on a car website, maybe auction or something, or a brand new car, you go to a website. Whether you pick, the cheapest, you put a maximum and a minimum in terms of value. Then you put the brand of the car, the make of the car, the model of the car, and you put all those things in order to streamline the list.
Yes.
So it also shows in that, because some people go for sustainability and some people go for speed, some people go for the outlook.
Yeah.
Because, and if you watch how cars are actually made with certain specifications to meet certain demands in different end users. Because you have like a Mercedes, which is kind of high end, and they kind of and even the Mercedes has different models.
Yes.
Has different models over the years that have been able to either suit different kinds of clients.
True.
Then you have a Toyota that was known as a very rugged car, and Toyota is starting today to make some technology-driven cars, some high-end cars. You have the Lexus that used to be calm and cute and simple, is now putting some lights. You can't see the lights anymore. They're no longer protruding. They're all, so everyone is almost trying to make like a spaceship kind of car now. So even the brands that used to be known, that were not known for, visible beauty, thinking about the exterior rather than more of the interior of the car. They are now starting to look into, different technology innovations to try and maybe upgrade the technology within the car. Maybe rather than use a Bluetooth, you have, some of them have wireless chargers now.
Yes.
So you have certain things, some have panoramic roofs. So there's certain things, and those things are the things that consumers also use when
and that way at least the level of poverty in this country will reduce. As a government, even if things are getting expensive, we should still be able to take care of our people, the people who can't take care of themselves.
Why most youths take drugs is obviously like to like fill up like the space or like to keep themselves busy, right? So if we do like implement like a bunch of activities or just like different things that like this youths could literally participate in, then I feel like it'd be reduced. Because like I literally have friends that obviously like they just take drugs based on the fact that like they're home. I mean, like there's literally nothing to do except for like just take drugs and sit at home. But I mean, if you do keep this young minds busy, it would reduce the amount of drugs taken. Also, alongside with the increase of price, because for example, now let me say Molly is like what 5K, right? Let's say you increase Molly to about 15 or 20K. I mean, like it's going to be way harder for people to honestly get that. And like with the whole economic situation, like people are going to honestly cut down and, you know, adjust accordingly.
Thank you for joining us. Sorry for that break in transmission. We're going to be continuing our conversation. We're going to be continuing our conversation on branding. So, guys, like we were saying, I had finished the conversation about the car and the kind of how consumers go after different brands based on their values in terms of whether it's financial value or how they see themselves or where they want to be seen by others. So we're going to look now into like the top 10 brands. So I did a slight research on the top 10 brands in the world.
Wow.
I didn't bother to go to Nigeria, but I'm sure there are top 10
sorry
brands in Nigeria.
To cut you out there, I was going to say that sometimes I think branding is not even it's not always packaged.
Okay.
If I could put it like that. I don't know, I had an example in my head, which is corn. And you know how, like, corn season comes out and then there are certain people, you know, selling, or like in the market,
Yeah.
you know, it could be, you know, maybe the way she arranges her thing, or or her customer service could be her branding. Do you understand? So that is branding in not the formal or you know contemporary way, but then she's still
The experience.
Yeah, the experience.
Yeah.
You know, maybe when you go there, she will come to your car.
She's
know,
very
and stuff
nice.
like,
She gives you extra nylon.
That's her
all those
brand.
little
I
things.
literally
Yeah.
didn't buy fruits from someone today because I felt like he was eyeing me, and I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking.
Well, yeah,
And-
these things matter.
yeah, do you get? So, and I was just like, the fruits look so fresh. I was just like, Mary, but you want to buy it? I said no. And then my colleague was like, but how are you even sure that he's eyeing you? I was like, I don't know, but then he looked like he was looking at me. And when I passed again and he did his face somehow, I was like, okay, yeah, definitely, I'm not buying from you. Do you get? And so definitely, I don't know what his brand was, but I wasn't able to buy into it. And the most important thing is consumer loyalty, like when it comes to branding.
Yeah.
So that you can make more sales.
Yeah.
True.
Let's have it, NJ.
Okay, so I'm just going to dive through the top 10 brands in the world.
Okay.
So at number one, we have Amazon. And Amazon is valued at about 350 billion, you know. And right out behind them, you have Apple. And Apple is currently valued at, it has a value of 263 billion. And on number 3, we have Google. And Google is valued at 243 billion. And this is just like the total assets that these companies are worth. At number 4, we have Microsoft. And Microsoft is a technology powerhouse and is valued at 216 billion. Behind them, you have Walmart at number 5. Walmart is valued at 151 billion. And then Samsung Group ranks number 6 with the value of 140 billion. And then you have ICPC, that's the Industry and Commercial Bank of China, is valued at 134 billion at number 7. At number 8, you have Verizon, that's the telecommunication brand, and is valued at 118 billion at number 8. At number 9 is where the first electric vehicle pioneer car company, Tesla, and that is valued at 116 billion. And at number 10 is the world famous social media platform TikTok at number 10. So this just tells you that these brands have successfully built, you know, their identity, and it resonates so much with consumers worldwide that, you know, people always remember the brand. And it's not just, this is not just financial metrics. At every point in time, you know, it reflects the impact the brand has on the lives of people and the perception that people have of the brand.
Exactly.
Hence the reason why it's valued in billions. And this is not just money. It's not just money. It's almost money that you can, is a combination of money you can quantify and that you can quantify in terms of branding, how people feel, and how it means that any of these brands, if they were to bring out or innovate and launch a new product tomorrow, people are on queue. Very well, I know with Apple is that every year, no matter what is said about the Apple brand, every year, the queue on the Apple line queue at every Apple location all around the world.
The queue is even one
The queue,
the aspiration. have you looked at the people that are aspiring? Like, what? Apple, I must use
is
iPhone.
always people camp out with their family and friends, just waiting in line to use their money, their hard-earned money, to buy a product just to identify with the brand that they have come of age and they are now of the same circle with those who are currently using that brand. So they're identifying with the brand. That's
also,
just to give you an example.
Sorry to cut you short. I would also like to mention that these brands you mentioned, I noticed that they tap into the emotional needs of their consumers. For instance, let's say Coca-Cola now, taste of happiness. They make you feel like, oh, when you drink it, you'll be happy. All your sorrows are gone. And you know, Apple, it just shows, you know, creativity, innovation, and I'm trying to find that brand. Nike, just do it. It gives that aspire to perspire, you know, vibe. And it's important that people know that branding also has to do with, you know, meeting or tapping into the emotional needs of their consumers as well.
I would also say for anyone who's out there trying to build a brand, I'd like to say that brands are not built
like both sides. It's pressures from like different ways. The second part is more so your parents are like, you have to do this. They really don't care how you get it done. And the thing is that like you have all that pressure. You're gonna do it. But then at the same time, it's like you're so young, you need something to cope with.
Mechanism.
And it's like if you hide it really well, as long as you're getting those great grades, your parents, quite frankly, to a certain extent, don't care. My child is doing this. My child is going to become this. You might be doing drugs on the side. You're still bringing back those great reports or those great grades. On the other end of it, if you're not doing well and you're still getting that pressure, at some point you're just like, my parents don't know me. They're not trying to get to know me. Why should I care about this? You fall into the wrong crowd.
That
So
leads
it's
to the
kind of like
addiction,
there's pressure on both sides where it's like you're either going to pull me towards my parents or push me away. But regardless, it's like there's so much going on. I need something to cope. The people around me are not listening to me. What am I going to do? Drugs are like an easy gateway, like an easy escape.
Thank you for staying tuned with us. If you are just tuned in, we have been discussing the power of branding and how to build a strong and authentic brand identity. We have some messages. We have a message, a WhatsApp message, Mary. We do? Well,
No, we don't.
we don't. Okay. So please, let's hear what you have to say. You know, remember that you can join the conversation and send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-0384-663. Our phone lines have been open. And, well, we've been discussing branding. And I think we've had a lot of conversation and we've learned a lot today.
Yes.
And we will have to have this conversation again and maybe delve into another area of branding, maybe personal branding and what have you. Yeah, we'll discuss it some more. So before we go, do ensure you follow us on Instagram at Ways Show Africa and Official Upgrade TV. You can interact with us or further drop a comment, and most importantly, follow all our social media engagements. And remember to like, share, comment, and invite your friends and family to watch and follow us. If you've missed today's quote, here it is again. A brand is no longer what we tell the consumer. It is what the consumers tell each other it is. See you on Monday at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screens. Good night.
Good night.